from Limerick, Ireland, Cauwill Technologies. So come on up, guys, and tell us what you're working on.
Hello, good morning. My name is Ronan, and this is Ian. We're founders of Cauwill Technologies, and we'd like to share with you pinpoints. So, what's pinpoints all about? Well, it's sharing locations made easy. And the sort of question is, how do people actually go about and find locations here? Well, they normally go and, let's say for Les Docks, go off to the online maps, do a quick search for Les Docks, and they find about 14 or 15 different results. It doesn't give you an awful lot of confidence in the search results. And the same problem exists on the mobile device as well. So what's happened is, well, there's a little industry secret here that the content isn't actually that accurate on the online maps. Now, companies and businesses and events like LeWeb have basically identified this as a problem, and they build special pages like Contact Us or the Useful Information or Store Locators to help people find the location. Now, the kind of problem here is, how do you start to get this onto mobile devices where it's really, really beneficial because you can use navigation to bring you straight to a point? Well, the smart idea is, let's go build an application. There's a couple of problems along with this, though. You have to go and install and download the application. You have to find it as well. And there's a few more headaches as well that it's introduced. Not only is there an iPhone, you have to support multiple different platforms, the Symbians, the Nokias, Windows 7s, the Android devices. You have to support them all. So you're going to need, well, Steve here to go and build them, and you're going to need Steve to maintain them. That's going to cost an awful lot of money. So the simple task of the ability to share a location from a website has now become into a big, massive headache. So we don't like headaches. We like to solve headaches. We like to take these headaches away from you. And how we can take it away is by using pinpoints. It's a very smart, short URL. I think everybody's sort of familiar with sharing short URLs, but this is for describing locations. So what can we actually put into a pinpoint? Let's say there's a party on tonight for LeWeb. So we can put all the contact information for the LeWeb into it. We can attach all the different sort of LeWeb party locations. There's two or three tonight. And we can put in details like you got to wear your black little wristband to get in there. Now, it's not just for organizing parties. You can use this in terms of businesses as well, so you can start attaching coupons and promotions, and they can all be included into a pinpoint. So you create them, and you end up with a short URL like this, pinpoints to the web party. So how do we create them? Well, it's really, really simple to create pinpoints. You can use our wizards and tools online. You can upload all your content straight to the website, or remotely you can use the API. And what we're really excited about is what you can do with pinpoints is you can start building applications on top of the short URLs. So for example, if we were to show the LeWeb Party Finder, we could take the original user info page, and with 2 lines in code, we can embed an application. And in fact, actually, we got the directions to LeWeb enabled on the website as well, and that's been clicked over 2,500 times, and that's helped 2,500 people to find their way to LeWeb. But with 2 lines of code, we can have a very, very simple application put in place. And it's a little button or a badge, and when you click it, you get this sort of pop-up light box. It includes all the information like your Twitter integration, your social networks, the addresses, the contact information, and it gives you the ability to send via email or SMS to your mobile phone where it's really beneficial. So what's really interesting is we can start tracking and analyzing how the pinpoints are shared. So alternatively, of course, you can just scan a QR code and the location just appears straight on a mobile phone. So how do we do it? Well, it's one pinpoint to rule them all. So we can share, as I said, via SMS and Twitter and Facebook and email. We can send it to any device. And here's the real beautiful thing about pinpoints is you don't need any application on your device at all. So when you click in real time, it figures out what device it is and then programs the navigation software. And we can track the analytics, we can see what people are doing with it. There's huge benefits. So what are the benefits? Well, the benefits are basically to allow people to find and share locations really, really easily. Businesses can begin to engage with people and their customers. They can start to gain valuable insights, and they can start reading the analytics and start to figure out what people are doing in them. It also sort of establishes a point of contact for future marketing campaigns. Who are our current customers? Well, we've got quite a few at the moment. We have hotel booking engines. We have a Welsh Tourism Board where over 8,000 locations are pinpointed, and they share their location to help visitors find their way to the accommodation. We have an Irish social networking site which is promoting coupons, mobile coupons, and we've helped out several developers for Nokia apps along the way. So that's what Pinpoints is all about. It's about sort of sharing locations made easy. And you can just tap this into your wireless device, or you can scan the QR code, and this will give you the directions to the web party tonight. You can find us on Pinpoints too, and you can get us at Twitter on Pinpoints. So that pretty much brings the presentation to a conclude. And I suppose we'll just open it up for Q&A.
Great. Well, I noticed that that you point out the Windows Phone 7 platform, so you've already won Daryll's vote here. The sucking up to Microsoft, that was good thinking. What do you all think? Any questions?
So I do have a question. So I just want to be sure I actually fully understood what I saw. So it looks like you're taking the location and then you're also kind of wrapping some metadata around the location to sort of do a more complete presentation of. And so not only here is the pinpoint of the location, but here is some other information that you might want to or need to know. Here's a sharing widget, etc. So far, so good?
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay. So then, for a publisher or a partner who you might work with, is there a limit to the amount of metadata that they can wrap around the location?
So the key piece is the location, and that's the bit that we focus on. The idea is that when you click on that on any mobile device, the location is the primary piece. It opens up the maps, but then we don't limit the additional. So the short answer is no, we don't limit, but it has to work around the location. The location is the key piece, but I mean, after that, you just ship me additional content, contact details, etc.
Sure. So if I was say a bank, and I wanted to put every one of my ATM locations, I could put an ATM location or a branch location, and here's the bank manager and their picture. Here's an offer for unlimited checking if you switch from Chase. I can put any amount of data, metadata around that.
Absolutely, you can. I mean, the system. We built a mobile app last summer for a hotel chain, and they took the same backend that delivers just pinpoints, and we built a whole web app front end on using the same backend just by shipping additional content.
And so to do the implementation for a given customer like this hotel chain or anyone else, it's a custom thing that you have to build for them? Is there like a web designer or something like that?
Right, so that's the idea. I mean, today we're actually announcing open access to the API because our backend is built. It's extremely flexible. It delivers all of these features. And we're doing essentially consultancy services, building specific apps for chains. But rather than us doing that all of the time, we're releasing the backend for developers to do the same. So everybody can use the system.
Same question as first team. What's your business model?
So we charge primarily on per location. So if you're just using the API, we charge per location. So you might have thousands of locations, and
you charge per query, right?
We charge per pinpoint, if you want to call it that, describes a single location. So we charge per location, but you can actually amalgamate like hundreds of locations on a single URL. So we charge for a database entry, essentially.
To build on that question, though, is it that you charge per location, or do you charge per the volume of queries at that location? So if one pinpoint gets millions of queries.
No, we don't sort of charge per click. We don't charge per usage. It's basically you get assigned a pinpoint per your location, and that's how you're charged. That's what you're at.
And for example, how much will it cost for LeWeb to have a pinpoint? If LeWeb wants to have a pinpoint for all the events?
We made sure LeWeb had it for free.
Yeah.
Why, as a publisher, I would have to pay for something I can have for free with Google Maps?
So Google Maps works fine on an Android device, for instance. But what if you've got a Nokia Google Maps? So you could send a Google Maps link to a Nokia, but it's not going to work well on that. Whereas our pinpoint will integrate with Nokia Maps, and then we also do a lot of the analytics around sharing and the distribution. So the idea is with the widget, you can put that. So if you're a store locator, for instance, or you're a coffee shop and you have thousands of people visiting your site per month looking to see where you are, all these people hit your store locator. What are they supposed to do once they see the map? Memorize where they are, print it out, etc. So we do that piece. We provide the ability to send it via an SMS and share it to your friends, and then we track what happens on the social networks in terms of what are somebody sharing that. It's about converting leads, visitors to your website, to actual customers at your door. So Google aren't doing that, and even if they were, it would only be for their devices.
And how do you see the evolution of your product with the development of all the smartphone? I mean, with capability that I don't need to go on the website to have access to a location. I just browse it on my smartphone. And tomorrow, I mean, massive will be almost all the mobile users that we will have a smartphone.
Yeah, I mean, we're targeting smartphone users, but it's about integration with the location. So the idea is that for a business owner, for instance, you want to push your location to a user, not have them search for you. I mean, that's where we started with the demo. You go onto Google Maps now and you search for a business name or a location. The problem is that you get 10 or 12 hits, whereas by using a pinpoint, and a brand particularly using a pinpoint, you're giving definitive answers to where the locations are, and those are accurate.
All right, great. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.